If you're scrolling through endless guitar listings wondering whether a grand auditorium size is really the sweet spot for your style, or if a built-in pickup system will actually survive gig-to-gig travel, you're not alone. The big question is, who is this Taylor Next Generation Builders Edition 514 CE truly made for, who should walk away, and does the price justify the everyday experience? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I hear that hesitation a lot from beginners who just finished their first few chords and from seasoned players who have a rack of instruments but keep chasing that on a guitarfit-severing vibe. The 514 CE promises a blend of acoustic resonance and electric convenience, but in real life the trade-offs matter. If you're looking for a guitar that can sit comfortably in a coffeehouse fingerstyle session, hold up on a stage with a PA system, and also survive the occasional drop in a gig bag, this model might be worth a closer look. Conversely, if you know you'll only ever plug into an amp or you mainly need a pure acoustic feel, you could probably find a less pricey instrument that meets those narrower needs. Let's break down why that matters. First, the body shape. Grand Auditorium is often pitched as the Swiss Army knife of acoustic forms, a little more depth than a dreadnought for volume, but not as bulky as a jumbo. In my own jam sessions, that extra depth translates into a fuller low end when you strum chords, while the narrower waist lets you reach around the neck for intricate fingerpicking without feeling cramped. It's the kind of shape that lets you transition from a clean folk rhythm to a mellow jazz voicing without swapping guitars. If you're the type who likes to keep a single instrument on stage to cover multiple genres, the shape alone already checks a box. Now to the wood. The top is solid Sitka spruce, a hallmark of Taylor's acoustic lineup. Spruce tends to respond quickly to a light touch, which is why many fingerstyle players swear by it. The back and sides are urban ash, a tone wood that's a little brighter than traditional mahogany but still offers enough warmth to blend well in a band setting. In practice, that combination gives you a sound that sounds open when you play unplugged, but doesn't get lost when you add a little reverb from the amplifier. I've heard the difference in a rehearsal room where a bass player was using a cheap Acoustic electric. This Taylor cut through the mix without sounding thin. The Scalloped V-Class bracing is Taylor's answer to the age-old compromise between sustain and volume. The bracing pattern is designed to free up the top's vibration, which in a live environment can mean the note you just played still rings as you start the next chord. For a gigging guitarist who likes to loop or use a looper pedal, that extra sustain can be a small but noticeable advantage. You get a cleaner loop and less dead air between phrases. If you're just doing a quick campfire sing-along, you probably won't notice the difference at all, but it's an extra layer of polish that adds up over a full set. Electronics are where the Builder's Edition tries to set itself apart. The Claria pickup system is Taylor's newer approach to acoustic amplification, positioned between a traditional piezo and a magnetic pickup. In direct testing, the Claria captures the nuanced dynamics of the acoustic body more faithfully than many budget-range systems that tend to sound quacky. This matters when you're playing in a venue with a soundboard that emphasizes clarity over raw volume. You'll hear the natural wood resonance through the PA, and you won't need to add a separate mic to get a balanced tone. For a singer-songwriter who wants to perform solo on a stage, this can cut down on setup time and equipment baggage. The case that comes with the 514 CE is a Deluxe Hardshell. It's not just a soft gig bag, it's a rigid shell that protects the guitar from knocks and temperature swings. In practical terms, that means you can ship the instrument to a friend's house for a weekend jam, drop it on the back of a car, or toss it in the trunk for a road trip without worrying about the finish getting scratched. If you're a touring musician or a family-oriented player who plans on moving the guitar between rehearsals, home practice rooms, and the occasional studio session, the case adds tangible peace of mind. So, who should buy this guitar? If you're an intermediate to advanced player who already knows his or her preferred body shape, values a balanced tone that works unplugged and amplified, and wants a reliable case right out of the box, the 514 CE is a strong contender. It also makes sense for gigging singer-songwriters who need that quick plug-and-play capability without sacrificing the acoustic nuance that defines their songwriting. The price point sits in the premium mid-range, but the combination of solid wood, advanced bracing, and a high-quality electronics system justifies that investment for anyone who will actually use both sides of the instrument. Who should?